Welcome to Horror Boys. It's a podcast on the internet. I'm Austin, joined as always by
Chris.
And we are the Horror Boys. And this isn't any old podcast on this old internet. No, my friends. This is a horror movie review podcast where every week we review a horror movie.
Right.
And currently, we are talking about the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise.
And
we talked about the first one.
Thankfully, and also unfortunately, we are on the last installment of said franchise.
Yeah. First one, it's kind of a classic in some ways. Second one, it's fun. This one, it happened.
It sure did happen.
Yeah.
Just barely, one might say.
Yeah.
Just barely did it happen.
Yeah. So our
might even.
Oh
no. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So our director is Sylvain White of Stomp the Yard and Slender Man, alongside Horror Boy alum makeup artist Adrian Morat of Cult of Chucky and Scream 7.
Oh.
No, 6. Scream 7 doesn't exist.
You're right. Yeah, not yet. At least
Maybe I'm confirming he is
probably
coming back.
in the making.
He's coming back. I've confirmed it. If it doesn't happen, my bad.
Yeah. Oops.
It's gonna be really awkward for people who discover this podcast in like 4 years when there is a Scream 7. They're like, no, he didn't. That guy wasn't on Scream 7.
That was a completely different makeup effects artist.
They got K&B Effects Group. What are you talking about? Oh, sorry. Our writer is Michael D. Weiss of Hostel 3 and Butterfly Effect 2, alongside Horror Boy alums Dustin Milligan of Final Destination 3, Gina Holden, also of Final Destination 3, David James Lewis of Child's Play 2019, Andrew Arlioff of Final Destination 2, Verena Sood, also of Final Destination 2, and Chris Gauthier of Freddy vs. Jason. Sorry, there was an extra enter there that I didn't realize was this. I was like, what happened? What? Oh no. But it's all there, guys. I got all the names. Our composer is Justin Crane Burnett. Or Burnett, probably, actually. Burnett isn't really a name, but Burnett is. So it's probably Burnett.
Yeah, probably Burnett.
But yeah, good old Justin Burnett. And then we have our director of photography, Stephen M. Katz. We have our production designer, Eric Weiler. That's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah.
Sure, okay. Our makeup effect supervisor is Greg Solomon. Our key makeup effect artist is Horror Boy alum Brad Harden of Hatchet and Wishmaster. Yeah. Oh. Our special effects coordinator is Texas Joe Quinlivan of Face Off, Interview with a Vampire. Sorry. Interview with a Vampire doesn't exist. It's Interview with... Sorry. My bad. Young Guns, The Crow, City of Angels, RoboCop 2, and is a Horror Boy alum for his work on Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Nice.
Yeah. Our stunt coordinator is Dawn Shanks of Silent Night, Deadly Night 1 and 2, Urban Legends Bloody Mary, and was Michael Myers in Halloween 5. Which, spoiler, we're going to be covering later this year. Just Halloween 5. We're jumping just to Halloween 5. We're covering it. You've all been asking for Halloween 5, so you're getting it.
What a very interesting choice.
We might do an arc where we talk about those other movies you don't care about surrounding it, but that's the bread and butter. You're coming for Halloween 5.
My climax.
Spoiler, my least favorite Halloween movie.
Oh, good.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't remember Michael being bad in it, so, it's nothing against Dawn Shanks.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll talk about Halloween 5 this summer. Our digital visual effects, which there aren't much of, because as we have a little paragraph that I'm going to read later in here from Wikipedia. But for now, they were credited. So Technicolor Creative Services. So yeah, let's talk about the movie, I guess.
Hop right into.
Do we have to though?
This thing.
What if I just give my pitch to how to make the movie okay instead of talking about the actual movie that exists? No, okay.
I don't think that's what people tune in for.
Well, I'll save that for my final thoughts. Spoiler: I have a pitch for how I think you could have maybe almost saved the movie, but we'll talk about that at the end. Stay tuned. But no, stop skipping. Stop it.
Yeah.
No.
Good now.
You stay through. You listen to this crappy
Watch the
movie.
beginning, and then stay through the end.
Yeah, I don't
Don't worry. There's not that many notes this time.
Yeah,
comparatively.
Comparatively, this was only 10 pages compared to 14 for the last movie. So
that's right. This should hypothetically
until we start getting mad.
Shorter.
When we get mad, sometimes it gets longer.
I will get mad.
Yeah,
don't worry.
And I won't be far behind him. Also, when it comes to our I can't say it anymore because I said I wasn't going to say it again, but I'll whisper it so the audience doesn't hear it. Horror Bois Theater.
No.
Yeah, I don't know how to break it up this time because so many characters just talk to all of them each other. Normally I try to split up kind of evenly. I don't know how we're going to pull it off. I think maybe we both just pick, of the two main characters, I'll be Amber and you'll be Lance. Any other character will just be whoever the other person is in the scene.
Okay. Sure.
Because it is so, normally it's these couple. But, spoiler, the couple switch in the middle of it. So it's you can't do it that way. Or I'd be talking to myself for half the movie, no matter which half.
Yippee.
We open with our title card and credits over choppy, flashing shots of our setting, Broken Ridge, Colorado. Get used to choppy, flashing shots and the worst editing in the history of cinema for the rest of this movie.
The entire editing style of this movie, and boy, is it a choice.
Yeah, this is the point where I normally, in a podcast, go, but I'm not going to rip on it too much. I wrote it down every time it happens because it irritated me, so I will bring it up every time it happens. Yeah. Well, probably not. I probably missed a few because it's constant, but...
Yeah, peek behind the curtains. I gotta bring up the text that I texted Austin.
I don't remember the text.
As soon as we started the movie, or as soon as I started watching this movie, I was so angry. I just started texting Austin. I was like, bro. Oh, let's see. Let's see.
This is why you should prepare your side notes if you wanted to bring something to the table, Chris.
I'm literally in the intro credits and I already hate it. Feels like someone's high school senior project from a film class.
And you know what? That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. The editing is so just oof. And then the royalty free rock guitar riff playing in the beginning. It's fair. Yeah.
I also want to mention if you didn't catch that, Broken Ridge, Colorado for our Fisherman Killer's return.
Yep.
I just thought I should bring that up.
Out in the mountains.
Yeah, in Colorado.
Where there's lots of bodies of water.
Colorado, a landlocked state.
Yeah, that landlocked state, and in the literal middle of the country.
Yeah, so it transitions from just the town into specifically shots of the 4th of July carnival. In the credits, we start seeing shots of our cast at the carnival. So for the first time ever, before any dialogue happens, here's me telling you about 7 people in this movie. We have the friend group of Amanda, her boyfriend Colby, Zoe.
Amber.
Did I say? Who did I say? What did I say?
Amanda.
Amber, her boyfriend Colby, Zoe, and less important but still present friends, Kim, Kelly, and Mitch. We also get a shot of our other main character, but not quite part of the friend group, Lance. Alright, so Amber is played by Brooke Nevin of one episode of How I Met Your Mother, a bunch of Hallmark movies, and the strange movie known as either A Very Cool Christmas or Too Cool for Christmas, depending on the sexuality of her parents in the movie. They shot the same movie twice, once with a straight couple and once with 2 gay men. It's the exact same movie, the dialogue is identical. I want to say it was a Drew Gooden video I watched where I learned about this movie. Yeah, so when I saw that flipping through, I was like, oh, that movie. Yeah, there was two versions of this movie, A Very Cool Christmas and Too Cool for Christmas. And the difference is that in A Very Cool
which
Christmas...
is the one with the gay parents?
Oh, that's Too Cool.
Is that Too Cool?
That's Too Cool.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Too Cool for Christmas is the gay one. So if you want to watch the gay movie, that's the one to go with.
Yeah.
But if you don't want you want the exact same movie but with a heterosexual couple, well, I guess watch A Very Cool Christmas or watch neither because from what I understand, neither of them are good.
Yeah, that does track. It's a Hallmark Christmas movie.
No, it's not even Hallmark. It's like not. It's just a random Christmas movie. Yeah, no, it's bad. You should go on YouTube later and look up. I think it's Drew Gooden's video. It's either Drew or it's
Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of them, and it's a really fun video. But yeah. So yeah, because I did say it to you, but in case our audience wants to listen to it, it's also Danny Gonzalez is the
Danny
channel.
Gonzalez. They are the same person. They're not
in a lot of ways, but they're not. But no. Yeah, Colby is a Horror Boy alum. David, you'd pronounce that last name.
Let's see. Where am I?
Colby.
Yes. Pat Cow.
Sure. Final Destination 2. Zoe is played by Tori. It's not DeVito.
DeVito?
It's not DeVito.
DeVito.
I think it's DeVito. Yeah, it's not DeVito because they in the behind the scenes, David brought up how it wasn't DeVito. It's got one extra T. It's pronounced different.
DeVito.
Yeah. She's of the Chicago television universe. Like Chicago PD, Chicago MD, Chicago Fire.
There is only 10 people in Chicago, as we all know.
She's in all of those shows.
She's in all of Chicago.
Yeah.
TV shows.
She was also in Killer Movie and The Right, alongside Horror Boy alum Christopher Marquette of Freddy vs. Jason.
Ew.
That's fair.
It makes sense that these movies are linked together in some
in
form
a
or
kind
another.
of far away that doesn't really matter. That's just something we started doing on the podcast.
It's 2 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
But 2 degrees of Freddy vs. Jason.
That's fair. Well, I think they have like a 1 degree because I want to say someone worked on Freddy vs. Jason at the top.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they did. And I almost brought it up there, but now it's happened twice. So
no, that was another one where that was our director worked with someone from Freddy vs. Jason as well. Or no, our writer did.
Our writer.
Yeah. Whatever.
So,
moving on. Doesn't matter. That's still 2 degrees, yes. Kim, did I say Kim yet? Kim is played by Britt Leary of The Crow Salvation. Kelly is played by Star LaPointe of Firestarter 2 Rekindled alongside Horror Boy alum, the late Dennis Hopper of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Mitch, who has no dialogue, and I'm not even sure this is Mitch, but it's the only other random name that fits. So Mitch is played by Levi Whitlock.
Nice.
Lance is played by Ben Easter of Xenon Z3, Husk, and Pearl Harbor, alongside Horror Boy alums, stunt coordinator Kenny Bates of Jason Goes to Hell and Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning, special effects coordinator John Frazier of Child's Play 3, special makeup effects artist Jake Garber of Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning and Scream 3, special makeup effects artist legend the late Stan Winston of Friday the 13th 2 and 3, Beth Grant of Child's Play 2, Randy Oglesby of Idle Hands 2, Tom Everett of Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, and Friday the 13th Final Chapter. Andrew Bernarski of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 and The Beginning, and Josh Hartnett of The Faculty. That's right, folks, you can add Pearl Harbor to your list of movies that have too many Horror Boy alums.
Yeah,
and She's All That are the
long
big
list.
And also the Rob Zombie Halloween movies.
Mm.
But yeah. After the credits, I'm already done.
Winded? Yeah, fair.
After the credits, we end on the friend group on a Ferris wheel. Amber asks, "So you've all heard the story, right? About what happens on July 4th?" I guess you're Colby in this scene.
Yeah, Colby says, "Whoa, Amber, you want to You want to freak everyone out?
No, I just like hearing you tell it. Kim says, "What are you guys talking about?" I think that's her only line, so that's her voice now.
Okay. Kobe says, "The fisherman."
We get a quick cut of the fisherman.
Ah!
They all freak out when the Ferris wheel stops. Ah! That thing the Ferris wheels do. Ah!
Yeah, and unlike the other movies, this movie in particular says the 4th of July about 10 times in just the opening scene. So I knew it was happening on the 4th of July.
I mean,
this
to be
time.
fair, the first movie definitely hits it over your head as well. I still don't know how you missed that one.
I didn't feel it as, but maybe it's because it wasn't like at a literal 4th of July thing. Anyways, every 4th of July, he gets out his hat and his slicker. He sharpens up his hook and runs wild.
I lost my place.
Amber says,
but only after teenagers.
"That's right, the ones with dirty little secrets. What about you, Zoe? I bet you got some dirty little secrets."
Yeah, I heard you suck at music.
Oh,
Everyone
burn!
laughs. And Kelly
Kelly
says, "You're Kelly."
Nice.
Thank you. Amber takes a picture of her and Colby saying, "July 4th." We cut to the gang walking through the carnival. Colby says,
"Hey, seriously, a guy on my ski team knows this girl who went camping last summer, and they saw the fisherman. 2 days later, 2 kids didn't make it out of the woods."
Zoe says, "So he's kind of like Santa Claus, huh? Only in reverse? He goes after the kids that are naughty?" Colby says,
No, he's more like Jack the Ripper, except the guy never got caught.
They walk up to the carnival game. Lance is working. Lance says,
"Well, I wouldn't worry. Dude, it's Broken Ridge. Colorado. In the summer. Even a psycho killer knows to avoid this place."
Amber chuckles and says, "Yeah, the guy would probably die of boredom before he got any of us."
Lance says, "Hey, I heard you're running some sort of field trip in September."
It's a photo shoot, really. Why? Are you interested?
"Well, I figured since Stud Boy's gonna be gone to college, maybe you'd need somebody to carry your tripod."
Very funny. Are you working? I'm now Colby, guys. This is gonna be very confusing.
To
But
clarify.
Very funny. Are you working, or are you just hitting on my girlfriend?
"Depends. You want to play?"
And
And he tosses him the ball.
for knocking down the bottles.
Yeah.
Colby replies, "Whoa, what? With your balls? No thanks. Buy me dinner first." Wait, sorry. That last line wasn't there.
No, he doesn't say that.
Amber says, "Come on, baby. Win me a monkey." "Okay, but if I win, you crash at my place tonight. Tell your mom you're staying at Zoe's."
Amber chuckles.
And Colby asks, "Is that a yes or a no?" "First win the monkey." I shouldn't have took over. I should have made you do all of this, but I didn't.
Yeah. I should have been Colby.
But see, Colby and Lance were talking, so I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll take over Colby.
Yeah,
Colby
it only
says,
happens briefly.
"All right." He throws a ball and knocks down the bottles. Lance grabs a monkey and is about to hand it to Amber, but Colby grabs it, saying, "And you're Colby again. Go."
No, I'll take that. Happy 4th of July, babe. I'm gonna miss you.
"I know, you're the lucky one. You could just take off, and I have to stay here another year."
It's weird. Me in LA.
"What do you mean? It's brilliant. And when I get there, it's going to be the most amazing place in the world for the two of us." They start kissing. And Zoe says, "Yuck." And they stop.
Yeah.
I mean, am I wrong? In rides PJ on his skateboard. PJ is played by Clayton Taylor of Halloween Town High. Alongside Horror Boy alum and Chris's celebrity crush, Judith Hogue of Nightmare on Elm Street 2010.
Judith Hogue!
So
Judith Hogue, if you end up seeing this, hit me up. I'm still single as of right now.
PJ says, "Marine candidate Davis reporting for duty."
Yo, PJ!
"Oh my gosh, PJ, I can't believe you actually did it." "Well, just ROTC. You could say my daddy, he worked me over. I don't like that sentence, but that's the line.
Yeah, really hated that sentence.
We see a shot of PJ. Oh wait, sorry. We see a shot of PJ's dad, Sheriff Davis, standing next to Deputy Hafner. Sheriff Davis is played by Michael Flynn of also Halloween Town High, Footloose, and Halloween Town 4: The Return of Michael Myers, alongside Horror Bois.
Halloween Town.
That's Halloween Town again.
Yeah.
All right.
Just Halloween 4.
Halloween 4. Alongside Horror Bois alums, Tom Morga of Friday the 13th 5, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and Child's Play 3. Gene Ross of Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. Stuntman the late George P. Wilbur of Nightmare on Elm Street 5. The late Donald Pleasance of John Carpenter's Halloween. And Danielle Harris of Hatchet 2 and 3. And Victor Crowley. Sorry, she was in 3 movies. I didn't.
Victor Crowley.
Yeah. Deputy Hafner is played by Casey Clyde of Firestarter 2, The Crow, Salvation, and Read It and Weep alongside Horror Bois alum Danielle Panabaker of Friday the 13th, 2009.
It never ends.
PJ tells Lance, "But that's his neck, little cuss." "Yeah, that's right. I'll give it another year and he's coming after your butt."
Lance says, I don't think so.
"Come on, it's in our blood. And plus, chicks dig the haircut." Zoe says, "Okay. True. PJ puts his arm around her and says, "Get a picture, come on." Amber says, "Yeah, okay, there." And she's taking photos. As she's taking photos of them, we see a shadow of the fisherman. Ah! Who uses his hook to cut through the pipe and drape? Ah! When he pushes Amber out of the... Colby pushes Amber out of the way. Wait, sorry. The friends scream and start to run away. I missed that line. Oops. Colby gets his arm cut when he pushes Amber out of the way. We get a chase scene with the movie's horrible editing choices of constant cuts and flashes.
And also really weird slow-mo that doesn't match up with their lines at all.
Yeah, you understand. The fisherman follows PJ up the top of a parking garage. PJ skates down the garage and seems to do a trick off the side. Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah. That's all we get. That's all we
I sure hope he lands safely.
I'm sure he does. Let's cut to the...
Yeah.
Where are we? Cutting to the parking lot. Not the parking garage. There's apparently a parking garage and a parking lot. Because Colby, Amber, and Zoe run away. And we cut to them in the parking lot. Amber says, "Oh God, that was insane." Zoe says. I mean, this is both of us are gonna have to talk too much. So you be Zoe. True. You be Zoe, and because there's gonna be a 4th character that joins them, I'll be him for this scene.
I'll be Zoe and Colby. You be Amber and
we don't know who. We don't know who. Yeah. Oh, we don't know who it is. Whoa.
Yeah, other guy.
I mean, literally, if you're watching this movie, you don't know who this is.
Yeah, that's true. Just like you don't know anyone in this movie because none of them are from the previous one.
Well, technically, kind of, according to the movie, you're not entirely right. But we'll get to that later.
I swear he almost killed me.
That is... No, I would like another take. You just made Zoe a valley. Zoe is like a hardcore, like, punk rock chick. And you just made her a valley.
I swear he almost killed me.
That's better. You're not going to make her a generic, like, blonde chick.
She is very much the opposite of that. Sort of.
She is, like, written to be the, like,
fake she's written to be that.
Where was
and she's kind of just Zoe.
Yeah, she's kind of just a person. But she's definitely not, like, Valley Girl.
No, she's not. You are right.
Colby says it's still you.
Sheriff Davis was on him.
Back to you.
And Zoe says, "No, he got away."
The fisherman walks up behind them. Amber says, "Guys, behind you." The fisherman starts to dance. What? What a crazy turn of events! They all laugh, and it's revealed that the fisherman was actually their friend Roger. We haven't met before, but hey, that's okay. Who asks?
Yeah.
How was it?
Dude, you were awesome. Awesome.
The girls high five. Roger is played by Seth Picard of Dadnapped and Hatching Pete, which neither of those DComs have any Horror Bois alums in them. I looked through both their full cast hoping to find someone that I could bring up here. There's none.
It's probably better that we haven't, because we had a lot of Horror Boy alums already this episode.
Yeah, but I'm still, if any person that's introduced, if they have one, I'll bring them up.
Oh, yeah.
But there were none.
Yeah. It's better for us than it.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Colby says...
This stuff is sticky.
And wipes off the fake blood on his arm. Amber says, I am having a heart attack. Roger says, you guys said to make it real, sir.
Yeah, you almost nailed us with that thing.
$39 on eBay.
Sure it was.
Roger continues, get this. Ad says this is the real hook, straight from the legend. Amber says, yeah, right. Okay. Roger lunges at Amber with the hook and says, darn it! And we'll pause real quick before you go to your next line, Chris. I just want to say that I'm pretty sure, this is just my theory on the movie, I'm pretty sure Colby read his line at the wrong time, and they just ran with it. Him saying this was $39 on eBay makes no sense for him to go, sure it was. What? What, do you think it was more? What do you mean? That makes no sense for the price for it on eBay. But if that was his response to, it's the real hook from the legend, that makes sense. But, and that's just, that's an Austin theory that, there's no way to confirm nor deny it. But it either was set out of place or made no sense. Which, it could honestly be either one. Apparently he just thought that was a steal for a fish hook.
Well, it's a fish hook that's from the actual legend.
He didn't know that yet.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's just a fish hook. And he's like, sure, it was only $39. I've been in the market for fish hooks, and they normally run at least 80.
Well, maybe they had a conversation about that fish hook a week ago. Like, we find out that happens multiple times in the movie. But anyway.
Where were we?
Colby says,
Roger,
give me the hook, man. Get undressed.
How was PJ's move?
It was awesome. Awesome. No, he doesn't say awesome. Again. Yeah. So he adds, oh God, it was sick. Everyone saw it.
So where is he? Yeah, where's PJ? They head back over to the parking garage and see the mattresses PJ was supposed to land on are gone. I mean, they're moved. We see them, but... And also, they're not mattresses. They call them mattresses, but they're definitely like gym mats. Like, 2 of them.
At best.
He would have broke his back at best.
At the very least. Yeah, he would have just been like a paraplegic. Yeah,
but instead he's not, because he's dead, impaled on an exhaust pipe of a tractor. In our first instance of some really decent gore effects. That's the one thing the movie has going for it.
The one thing.
Yeah. Chris found this paragraph on Wikipedia that explains why. It reads, director Sylvain White was brought in as a last-minute replacement after the previous director was fired, and thus had to cast the film, prep the locations, and devise the shooting schedule with just 2 weeks. White did not use any CGI in the film, as he felt that gore looks much more realistic with practical effects than with CG, which is true. It's a fact. He's right.
It is.
But also, there was definitely a flaw in the lie in there, because it says no CGI, and I'm almost certain I can point out one instance of CGI later that I know for sure is there. Mm-hmm. And we'll bring that up when it comes up. So this Wikipedia article is 100% accurate, but I do think it does explain the majority of the problems with this movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it better, but it explains why.
Yeah.
We cut to Amber, Colby, Zoe, and Roger out in the field. Colby says,
you should have double-checked the mattresses, Roger.
Somebody moved them. Anyway, how was PJ's job?
Zoe says, yeah, just pass the ball to him.
And Roger yells, that's not the phrase! What do you mean, pass the ball? It's pass the buck, pass it off. You don't pass the ball to someone when you're blaming them, you idiot. I mean, I say, this was your idea!
Colby says, what?
And he shoves Roger out of his face. Amber, while holding back tears, says, hey, guys, we have to go to the police.
And Zoe says, and tell them what? That it was a big joke?
Roger says, it was an accident.
Zoe asks, was it?
And they keep walking. Shot of the moon that transitions into them sitting around a fire, which is actually like a genuinely decent shot.
It's like,
it's a fun little shot. I will try to point out any positive I can find in this movie when it happens. Like, That was a fun transition shot. And then they cut 7 times in that one transition. Wait, no, actually they didn't.
Thank God.
I
yeah.
know. Oh,
Here's an action shot of the moon.
Oh, the moon's flashing in your face. Ah, stop it, moon.
Yeah. Hope you don't have epilepsy.
Yeah, don't watch this. Genuinely, do not watch this movie if you are light sensitive.
Yeah, prone to seizures, do not do it.
Nope. Roger asks, what if we don't do anything?
And Zoe says, the man's a genius.
Look, I want to go to college. Everybody here wants to get out of this hellhole. And you're going to be the next American Idol.
And Zoe says, screw you.
Roger continues, look, everyone at the carnival thinks some psycho in a raincoat did it, right? Why? Why should they think anything different? Colby says.
Oh, well, I was trying to figure out what Kobe's line actually says, because it says we do to the police, and I don't think that's what it is. Yeah. We go to the police, and what'll happen? PJ's dad will try to nail us. Never liked us to begin with. In this small butt town, innocent or guilty, we're dead.
Amber says, so we tell them that we're not doing this. That's the actual exact line. I just want to point out. That line that makes no sense grammatically, that is the correct line. Roger says,
the writing is not the strong suit of this movie.
Think about it, Zoe. Because we only get one chance at this.
And Zoe says, screw it. I'm in. Colby says, the guy came out of nowhere. We ran for our lives, just like PJ and everybody else. Okay, but the only way we pull this off is if we stick together and keep it a secret. It dies with us. Parroting, the first movie.
Yeah, this is basically the same movie, but not as good.
Yeah.
Amber says, you really think it's that easy?
Colby says, Amber, telling the truth isn't going to bring PJ back.
Amber says, everyone saw him cut you. Colby takes the hook and uses the fire to sterilize it before cutting his arm for real. Colby says,
okay, the secret dies with us. Say it. Zoe says, the secret dies with us.
Roger says, secret dies with us. Amber, say it. The secret dies with us. Colby throws the hook in the lake and burns the hat and slicker. We cut to July 1st, 1 year later.
Whoa.
We see shots of a graveyard before it's revealed Amber is visiting PJ's grave. She pulls out her Sony cameras to take pictures of some birds flying by in this Sony picture straight to DVD release.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I mean, this is coincidence. Panasonic probably was this close to getting the cut, but
it's so close.
Yeah.
Missed it by hair. I'm sure they're crying over this one.
Yeah, I'm sure they're mad that they did. Actually, I want to believe this movie reached out. They reached out to Canon. They reached out to Panasonic. They all said no, and they're like, "Hey, Sony, you're putting out the DVD. Could we use one of your cameras?" And Sony's like, "Fine, I guess."
Sony does love putting their name on anything that they're involved in.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
Amber gets a text from Kim that says, see you at the barn party! Was that her voice? I don't remember anymore.
See you at the barn party.
Well, no, it's whatever voice Kim had earlier, Chris.
Oh, yeah. See you at the barn party!
Oh, yeah, it was like Southern. See you at the barn party! We cut to the barn party. Lance, when he sees Amber walking up, gets her a drink and heads over to her. Lance says,
look who's still in town.
Amber says, hey, Lance, thanks.
That's... No? It's not something you say thanks to, but...
She's saying thanks to the drink.
Oh, that's right.
He does hand her a drink, to be fair.
I forgot.
Yeah, no.
Lance says, why, I figure you'd be long gone from this place by now.
Nope. One more boring summer at Broken Ridge, and then I'm free.
Oh, you're gonna kick butt out there. I know it.
Thanks.
Lance continues. You'll probably sell a bunch of artsy photos of your hometown. Get rich and famous. Make us look like a bunch of hillbillies on the way up.
They both laugh.
Ha
Ha
ha ha.
ha ha ha. That's how Amber laughs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amber asks, "What about you? What have you been up to?"
Oh, working for the mountain resort, grounds crew stuff. Keeps me outdoors, so I like it. Saved up for a new motorcycle. It's fast as hell. Hey, I know this sounds boring to you.
What? No, you're doing your own thing. Kim and Kelly run up and pull Amber away to look at the new hot guy Kelly's after. They have a boring conversation that leads to Amber. I first was starting to write it down, but was like, this is so not... I deleted what I had already wrote and said, no, I'm not doing it.
Good.
Finding out Colby's at the party. Amber says, "Colby?"
Colby replies, Amber, hey, what's up? I was just gonna call you.
"What are you doing here?"
Oh, the internship thing didn't work out.
"What?"
Yeah, don't even ask. I just figured I'd come home and work at the pool again.
"And this is how I find out?
Babe, chill.
At a party? In front of all my friends like a total idiot?"
Babe, you are a total idiot. What do you mean?
"Screw you."
You really want to do this now? It's your freshman year. Maybe you shouldn't be tied down.
And
to me, I don't like you.
and this all just occurred to you?
Yes.
Colby says.
We both felt it. What happened last summer changed things.
"Colby, moving to California was my idea." He walks away without responding. Amber is leaving the party and runs into Lance, who says,
Hey, Amber. Stifling
"Nope,
tears.
that's not a line."
Hey.
Amber, stifling tears. "Hi."
You need a ride?
"No, I'm fine. I got my truck." We get a bunch of annoying cuts as she drives. We end with her sitting on the hood of her truck while parked on a bridge. She hears a dog bark, and apparently that's her cue to go home. As she gets her keys, Deputy Hafner walks up with his police dog. Amber says, "Deputy Hafner, you scared me."
You okay?
"Yeah, just girl stuff, down there. It's that time of the month." Oh, wait, she doesn't say all that part.
Ew. Don't tell me about any of that. That's gross. I'm an old white man. Don't talk to me about...
To be fair, he is going to come across as a little creepy here in a little bit, but he's not that old. He is a, young adult.
That's right. Deputy Hafner is like a...
20-something guy.
20s? Yeah, mid-20s?
Mid to late 20s at the
weird.
oldest. Yeah, it's still a little weird, but yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know. Nothing's been weird yet, so yeah, I say, yeah, just girl stuff, as she's getting in her truck. Deputy Hafner says,
Look, we've known each other for years, right? So really, if you ever want to talk, get something off your mind, call me. Drive safe.
They both leave. At her house, we see Zamber hanging some photos.
Zamber the Xenon Warrior.
Yeah, Amber hanging some photos on her photo collage wall. She looks over and sees an envelope with her name on it. It's about to happen, Chris.
Uh-oh. Is it going to say, I know what you did last summer?
It's a card from her parents telling her to be careful while they're out of town. With $100 in it. That's pretty nice. That's cool.
Oh, nice.
She hugs her stuffed frog. It's a pillow. It's a pet. It's a pillow pet.
Nice.
We cut to her. I mean, it is.
Yeah, it is a pillow pet frog.
And that is the Pillow Pet theme song for all of our audience, because they are all older than us and probably don't remember pillow pets.
Well, if they have kids, they probably
they might have had to watch the commercials.
The trailer.
The trailer.
For the Pillow Pet movie.
Whoa, the new Pillow Pets. Are Pillow Pets made by Mattel? Because if they are, they're probably going to get a movie, because Mattel announced that they're making 45 movies after the pre-success
of... It's a pillow.
It's a pet. It's a pillow.
It's a pillow pet.
Starring Rob Schneider as a pillow pet. Rated PG-13.
Pillow pet.
Rated PG-13. We cut to her waking up later that night from a nightmare of bloody PJ moving on the top of the tractor. Scary. She gets up and follows the noise to her kitchen. When she's scared by her radio randomly going off to a rock song on the station 91.1. If only she would have been listening to Magic 96.7.
Yeah.
She could have won a quickie getaway.
Yeah, it's
a better movie.
The Bahamas.
Oh. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's a barely
No.
It's just a better movie.
That last movie, yes, isn't perfect by any means, but it's at least fun. This isn't.
Yeah, I almost fell asleep during this movie. I'm not gonna lie. I don't fall asleep during movies.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Like ever.
The first 50 minutes, especially, are really they drag.
They're such a drag to get through.
This movie is 10 minutes shorter than both of the movies that were before it, but it feels like 20 minutes longer.
It does. Yeah.
After she turns off the radio, she gets 50 new texts that she thinks are from Colby. But when she opens them, they're from Ghostface! Wait, no. Their origin is unknown. But they all say, I know what you did last summer. Starring Freddie Prinze Jr. It goes no. Go see it in theaters right now. Well, this is a weird. This is a weird text. Oh, also, I want to bring up a little fun fact about this scene. I also noticed that the texts are clearly fake. Most of the phone is kind of blurry, but not the text. Which
crystal clear.
Yeah, they're like perfectly superimposed on top of like a phone JPEG. It is. It's just egregious. Like
it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's like really.
I also noticed it when I saw it, and I was like, yeah, that makes perfect sense for this movie.
No, it does, but I feel like I wanted to bring it up because it was one of the things where I was like, wait, why is it so clear? Oh gosh, every text is perfectly clear. Well, okay. Yeah,
it is definitely a phone that is off, and they just slap the image of this is what a text looks like.
But no, that's not even the thing. It's the like phone background is blurrier than the words.
Oh yeah,
like
no, you're right.
They took like a picture of a phone and then
they took text
and just put text over it, so they only had to like make one shot.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. She drives over to Zoe's barn apartment.
Yeah,
I mean it's a cool concept, but also what?
Yeah, but also it's not like.
Oh, it would suck, but it looks. Yeah. It seems like a cool, like punk underground thing to do.
Yeah,
it's one of those things that like you would think like, man, I wish I could live in a barn, and then you're living in a barn for like a week, and you're like, man,
oh, I'm living in a barn.
Why am I living in a barn?
Yeah.
Zoe and her band are playing. Whoa, they're practicing. Whoa, Zoe has a band.
Yeah, she's the next American Idol.
Yeah, they're gonna have way too much of a plot point with this band throughout this movie. You're going to see way too many shots of them practicing this obviously just random dubbed in punk song that they got written. Maybe performed for the movie. Maybe it's something they got produced, but it's not her singing. She can't sing. She said that in the behind the scenes. She really enjoyed being able to pretend like she could sing it for this role, but she actually couldn't sing.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, Amber says, "Hey, Zoe."
Zoe replies, "Sorry, you look familiar. Do I know you?
Can you not do this now?"
Okay, when? After I call you 10 more times and send you 20 more flyers?"
Zoe walks off. Amber follows her to the back, saying, "Zoe, I'm sorry. I really am. I need your help." "Zoe, I don't know what to do. Somebody sent me this." She shows Zoe the text. Before you go, I was trying to decide if I wanted to bring it up, but I also want to bring up that last, like, the stupidity of the writing of, especially later we find out that every one of those flyers cost her money. Yet she sent more flyers than she has tried to call her.
Yeah, it does seem pretty.
It's like calling silly. Is easy. Why are you not just calling her?
Yeah, you should have sent her one flyer and 30 texts.
Yeah, or some text. You didn't even mention texting her.
That's true.
Real easy. She answers her text message. Especially if she gets 50 of them at once.
She might want to. She might be one of those people who text more than she calls.
Yeah, but either way, it's a little weird that you send her snail mail
before
sending her another call.
Yeah.
But yeah, so back to the line. Zoe, Amber says, "Somebody sent me this." And she shows it to Zoe. Zoe says,
"Is that supposed to be funny?"
Zoe, did you tell anyone?
Yeah, I wrote a song about it, but don't worry, the single's not out yet.
Oh, could you get serious for 1 minute?
I never said anything. And after a long pause, Zoe asked, "What did Colby think?"
I haven't told him yet.
What's the matter, trouble in paradise?
Zoe, I'm not tough like you. Look, my parents are out of town. I can't go to Colby's. So could you just ask me to crash here for tonight?
Couch is over there, bathroom's in the back.
We get a date card telling us it is now, July 2nd. Bum, bum, bum.
Ah, tomorrow!
We get some of the choppy editing the movie loves to establish us at the ski lodge.
Yeah.
The girls drive up and head into the lodge. Zoe asks,
He fixes ski lifts? This is his summer job? No wonder he hasn't called anybody.
because that's the worst job ever. A job.
Yeah, working on ski lifts.
In the summer,
Wait,
because they're probably
I-
relatively not breaking.
Yeah. And, fixing ski lifts, which I'm sure probably pays well than, like, most minimum wage
Yeah,
jobs.
Chris, but he's not trying to be an artist like she is.
What, you're not trying to start a band?
Out of your
Oh.
barn?
Yeah. Back at the barnyard is what we're called?
No, it's Zoe and the Hooks. We find that out later.
Yeah.
Because it has to just be right on the nose. Did you know this movie's about hooks?
Yeah. Remember the hook in the last two movies?
Yeah, I do. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
You remember.
I remember.
Uh,
They head into the back and call out for Roger. After no answer and Amber being spooked out, the girls are about to leave when Roger comes through the door riding a maintenance cart, is what I'm going to call it. I don't know what it is. Sounds about right. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roger asks, "What is this? A reunion? We need to talk." He tries to ignore them and goes back to work, but Amber continues, "Roger, it's important."
Zoe has. Would you shut that thing off?
He does, and he does not, and almost hits them with it. Amber shows him her phone and says, "I got 50 of these last night. The number's totally blocked. Not just partially blocked. I don't see a couple of the numbers. It's all blocked."
Yeah, it just says unknown number, not unknown numby with 7 at the end.
I don't even know if it's local. I can't call back. I don't have the minutes. He stops the cart and reads it and says, "That's impossible. We got rid of everything." "Someone knows, Roger." "Why? Which of one of you opened your mouth?" Amber and Zoe scoff. Ugh. Scoff, Chris. Oh, okay. For a second, I was not going to pick up, but it's just because you didn't do it for a while there. No, it did pick up the first one. It just, you had a really heavy pause on it. And Amber continues. Amber says,
Yeah.
sorry.
Have fun talking to yourself.
We were going to ask you the same thing. You got the message, not me. What about Colby?
And Zoe says, "He's your buddy. He say anything to you?"
Are you kidding? Hasn't even talked to me once since we went to California. We gotta find the cops. We gotta go to the cops. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Okay, and can we shoot the scene again? No, we don't have money for that? Alright, keep going.
No.
Alright, keep rolling.
One take.
Oh, Amber says, "We had our chance to tell the truth, Roger. Somebody knows now. What if this guy goes first? After we lied to everyone's faces? Having the cops chasing a killer for a year that doesn't exist? Think about it." "I have thought about it. My life's jacked anyway."
Let me talk to Colby first.
"And you keep your mouth shut for now." "Whatever." "No, Roger. I don't want any more surprises. Say it. We all keep our mouths shut." Roger replies in a mocking tone. "We all keep our mouths shut." The girls leave and Roger goes back to work. We cut to the girls sitting in Amber's truck in a school parking lot.
Whoa.
Scary. Amber asks, "What happened to us? I don't want it to be like this anymore."
Zoe says, "So what are you gonna say next? You miss us? Or you miss me?"
What? You can't script your line. This is one take. Well, you couldn't send me one.
You miss we?
You couldn't send me one more flyer?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Where am I?
Zoe says yeah.
I was on board.
Zoe says yeah.
Yeah.
There's more to it. It's not just yeah. You might be on the wrong. Zoe says yeah.
I'm on the wrong. Zoe says yeah, absolutely.
It's after.
Yeah, right. Those cost me money. Deo says.
What?
What?
Where are you?
Oh. Somehow my text got goofed up.
Oh.
There we go. Because I was highlighting stuff so I could follow along more clearly.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Those cost me money. They're like $1 a flyer.
Amber's asks, really?
Yeah.
I owe you like $10.
Try 20.
Now that bass player of yours, he's pretty cute. Yeah, you two? I think you two would be cute together.
What?
Then they're both startled by Sheriff Davis at the window. Ah!
Ah!
He says, sorry, I'm just making my rounds of the school. It's kind of strange without all the kids. Anyway, I saw your car and thought I'd say hi. Haven't seen you girls in a while. I've been thinking about you, you know, with the 4th coming up.
The 4 is scum.
Pretty much, yeah. It's gonna be tough this year. It's gonna be tough every year.
Long pause.
Well, yeah. You take care, okay? So if there's a point later where you have to do Sheriff Davis, know that it is a Forrest Gump impression. That is canon now.
Got it. Perfect.
It just happened. I wasn't really trying to. It just that's what I ended up doing.
I'm on board.
All right. We cut to the pool Colby works at. Colby says to Zoe, I guess I'm Colby now again. Yeah. This is a joke, right? I'm trying to make it different than, my other guy voice that I was doing.
Yeah.
I also stopped in the middle of the line, sorry.
Uh-huh.
But it's one take, so we'll just keep going. Oh, this is a joke, right? Amber's pissed. You guys are just messing with me.
You think I care about your love life?
She's making this whole thing up. She's playing both of us.
Or maybe you're the one that's pissed. Got home late last night, did a little drunk text messaging to the ex.
You're crazy.
No one loves a good prank better than you, right?
Colby gives her a dirty look and lets the other lifeguard know that he's taking a break. He leads Zoe back to the locker room where he says, listen, I kept our promise. I shut my mouth. And I put the poop behind me.
As you should. Zoe says, well, someone's digging it back up for us.
Why? Because Amber got messages in the middle of the night and we didn't? PJ's death was a big deal for this town. I mean, say some freak did pop out of the woodwork, doesn't mean he actually knows anything.
I know. That's what I told Amber, but she...
So why are you coming here busting my balls?
In case you and I are wrong.
Besides, it's not my problem anymore.
I always knew you were a jerk.
And she leaves. Colby heads back to his lifeguard chair and sees the words, I know what you did, written with water on the concrete.
Yeah, and then it evaporates. Ooh.
Oh, did it? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, because it's water on concrete.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like in the shot we see it like evaporating.
No, we do see it evaporate.
We cut to a mountain where Amber's out on a bike ride. She gets off her bike to take a photo of the view.
Which was probably one of the only scenes that had CGI in it.
You think so?
Because I'm sure that was not real water. Where they stamped, I know what you did last summer.
Oh, yeah, no, that. Okay, I see what you're saying. I thought you were talking about the bike scene. I was like, what?
No.
They were definitely just on a mountain, Chris.
No, I know what you did last summer.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
In the concrete, yeah.
Well, to be fair, it only says I know what you did. They didn't put the last summer.
Oh, that's true.
Hence my confusion.
That's true.
So she's on her bike ride. She gets off to take a photo of her view with her Sony camera. When she comes back to her bike, the tires have been slid. She hikes up the mountain.
There's like a weird thunder sound, and then for some reason she turns around and notices her bike's tires unslit.
Well, there is a storm coming, Chris.
Yeah.
After some like fake out scares, a nice lodge worker gets her a cable car, or gondola as they call it later. But when I looked it up, tried to figure out what it was, it looked like Google told me this was a cable car. So whatever, I don't care. Right. To ride down the mountain because it's about to storm. After a bit of padding time, she sees the fisherman in a different car going up. When he tried, but then he's gone. Scary. Her car starts to shake, and the fisherman's on the outside of her car and breaks the window with his hook. Her camera happens to get a picture of him breaking the window. And by golly, is the editing atrocious in this sequence.
Yeah, it sure is.
This is one of the worst scenes. There are a couple more that might. There's at least one more that I can think of is probably the worst. But this one is up there on the oh my gosh, I hate this movie scale.
Yeah.
We cut to her showing Colby and Zoe a printout of a terrible photo of the hook.
Yeah, it is literally just like a slight arch in the very corner of the photo.
So Colby understandably says,
"If you say so."
Oh, we're both Colby now. We're both in the head.
Well, I feel like I should be Colby since you're going to be Amber, and Amber has a lot of speaking lines typically anytime she's in a scene.
Hey, well, she's the main character.
Right.
All right, so try that again, if you say so, because we talked over
If you say so.
What makes you think you're not next? He sent you a message too, Colby.
Come on, Amber. You want us to believe you got attacked on a gondola 50 feet in the air?
Oh, why am I even talking to you?
So what do you think? So who do you think is doing this, Amber?
Maybe somebody who was close to PJ is trying to punish us? Roger's right. We have to go to the cops now before they get the story from somebody else.
Colby says, Roger won't even return our call. That's how much he gives a poop. And Zoe says, Roger's whacked. Colby asks, how whacked?
They all stare at each other for a bit before we cut to the lodge. We see a pretty depressing scene of Roger drinking and hearing things said earlier in the movie.
And it's also very poorly edited together.
Yeah, but it is still like the emotion behind it does still get to me even throughout the editing. He then writes a note, if you know, and is about to kill himself with a hook when he hears a noise. He goes to investigate and sees a shadow behind a tarp that he thinks is the fisherman, but... Oh, I said
it's a coat.
So I guess you know it's a coat now.
Yeah.
Then from behind a different tarp, but... Oh, no, there's no but there, sorry. The fisherman emerges!
Yeah.
The fisherman chases Roger through some terribly choppy editing before catching him and slashing his throat with the hook in a really fun kill. Once again, all the gore effects are really well done. And I believe. Oh, right here I wrote.
Everything else in this movie happens around it.
Yeah, what I said here, which I stand by, is it is genuinely a shame that the kills in this movie are so much better than the actually enjoyable films in this trilogy.
Yeah,
because like these kills are genuinely the best kills in the franchise. Because the first two, like that's not what they're focusing on. They're focusing on like everything else about what makes a movie good.
A movie, yeah.
But yeah, or at least fun. Because I wouldn't say that I Still Know is a good movie, but it's a fun, okay movie.
Yeah.
This is
a movie.
This is technically a movie.
Yeah.
The girls and Colby show up and find Roger's body. They hear a noise and run deeper into the building and find Roger's room and his forbidden word note and his hook. They hide the hook before they're joined by Deputy Hafner with his gun pointed at them saying,
"Breathe." And Zoe says, "We found him here with this."
Amber hands him the note saying, "He killed himself."
Hafner asks, "What are you all doing here?"
We cut to outside the lodge as the body is being loaded into an ambulance. Hafner asks,
so he didn't...
Oh, I was just...
No,
yeah. It was a different scene, so I was going to at least, set up the line.
That's fair. So he didn't tell you
So also, your Hafner is
About
almost
any
the
of
same
it?
as your Colby, so, we gotta say who's who.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I keep defaulting into the dude bro
And I
voice.
get that. And that works for most of the characters in this movie. But
So he didn't tell you about any of it? The fight in college? Failing classes? Leave of absence? Any depressants?
we didn't hear from him much this year.
Hafner says, I guess he couldn't get over what happened last summer. If there's anything you guys want to add to your statements, anything you think I should know,
No!
okay, we're done here.
Thanks, officer.
And Hafner pulls Amber back and tells her, know that you're alone for the weekend, and I don't have to worry about you, do I?
No, I'm okay.
Hafner says, don't worry, this is over. You can go home. I'll call you. If I have any more questions.
Amber leaves. Hafner tells another officer to get the forbidden word note to the sheriff.
Yeah.
We cut to the gang arriving back at Amber's house. Zoe says,
This was not our fault.
no.
No. I can't believe Roger was behind this.
I guess this is Colby and her for time. I can't believe he got the hook out of the leg.
This was not our fault.
Someone else is dead now. Yeah? Well, we're all safer for it. How can you just move on? Because it's over for good. Inside, they all notice and follow the insanely long trail of picture pieces up to Amber's room where her photo collage has been destroyed, with what's left reads out, soon. Amber says, so it wasn't Roger.
And I guess I'll be Colby now.
Yeah, we're gonna Colby's a weird one. We have to just switch back
Yeah,
and
we're gonna
forth.
just toss them all over the place.
Yeah.
Of course it was. He's crazy. He killed himself.
Did he? Because someone just did this. It is now July 3rd, and the gang rolls
the passage
up.
of time!
Time! Big march is on.
Yeah.
The gang rolls up on Lance at his job as a groundskeeper. Lance almost hits Colby with a chainsaw when Colby tries to get his attention. Colby says, I guess I'm Colby this time, because you're Lance.
because now I'm gonna be Lance.
Yeah. We just want to talk, Amber says. I don't know if you've heard about last night, but...
Lance cuts her off, saying, yeah, I heard. I'm sorry. Zoe says, tomorrow's July 4th, a year since PJ's death. It must have pushed Roger over the edge. Lance says, yeah, I guess.
Well, we just wanted to stop by and see how you were doing.
What is this? Some kind of group therapy session?
Yeah, it is. And here's a piece of advice. Nobody likes a troublemaker.
That's funny, coming from you.
Look, we were all PJ's friends. Lance, if there's something that you know that's bothering you, just tell us.
Okay. How about this? I never understand why you dated such a butthole.
Got your nose, jackbutt or donkey, whichever is funnier.
Lance says, why would either be funny? What are you talking about?
We can't say the actual word, so we had to come up with a replacement. I didn't know which one was funnier, so I just read both of them in the voice at the same time.
Fair. Alright. Amber says,
Well, I talked over Lance's line, so maybe do it again.
okay. Lance says, what are you talking about?
Colby, just stop it. You think we're scared, huh? You think we care?
You know what? You've got a lot of nerve coming down here, starting poop with me. You should worry a little less about me, and a little more about my uncle. And Zoe asks, Sheriff Davis? Why? Lance says, he came down here yesterday, asking about some secret.
Lucky you got a chainsaw, feminine cleaning product.
They leave Lance.
We cut to a restaurant, where Zoe asks,
Alright, Colby. Do you honestly think the town sheriff is running around in a fisherman's outfit playing hide and creep with us?
The guy was special forces in the army. They live for this kind of poop. Besides, his own son died. Look, we have to do something. We have to tell him that we know he's onto us. Colby, it's the sheriff, not Lance. It's not like we can just walk up and accuse him. Speak of the devil. In walks Sheriff Davis. Colby asks, you really want to sit back and see how this psycho plans to celebrate the anniversary of PJ's death? Look, I know what I'm doing. You're just gonna have to trust me. Yeah, I tried that before. Remember?
Ooh.
We cut to, speaking of ooh, I guess, we cut to later in the night, where after some of the most ham-fisted titillation I've seen in a while, we see Amber in her bra before she puts on a shirt. Whoa, crazy.
Wow.
This whole scene is literally pointless. It's just so we can see a character in a bra.
Oh, underwear.
I've never seen a girl in underwear before.
I've never walked past a Victoria's Secret before.
No, I'm not allowed to. I have to close my eyes.
Yeah, I gotta put on a blindfold every time I go by.
She gets a call and it's Ghostface! Wait, no, it's Zoe. Dang it.
Oh.
Amber says, hey Zoe, yeah, I'm almost done packing. I'll be there in like 30 minutes. Okay, bye. She walks over to her window and looks outside before closing her window in the most pointless scene ever!
Yeah. Feels like they wanted to, like, build tension and be, what if the fisherman's out there?
What's out the window? We don't even see her looking. We just see her like, all right, close
literally just nothing seen.
I genuinely think this whole scene is written just to explain a reason to show a character in their bra.
Yeah.
None of the actual cast of the movie were willing to actually go naked, so they're like, the best we're getting is a bra scene, and we gotta get it in. This is what French director Sylvain White sounds like.
Yeah, probably.
No, I watched a behind the scenes. He doesn't sound anything like that.
Does he sound French?
Just as honestly, only occasionally. Like there's a little hint of French at the back of like his voice.
Yeah, just an aftertaste of French.
Yeah, gross.
Eewee. We got the Sheriff Davis penning a note on his car that reads, "We know what you're doing this summer. Now back off before everyone knows." And then we also see a shot of Colby watching on, in case anyone had any doubts who left the note.
We cut to Zoe waking up and being killed by the fisherman in a nauseating scene where she finds out the fisherman is PJ. Wait, no, it was just a dream. And the actual fisherman is standing over her with his hook. Wait, no, that was another dream. And she actually wakes up and sees her room has been torn up by presumably a hook.
And it's another dream.
No,
this one's actually real.
No, she actually her room did get torn up.
Yeah. Maybe a hook.
I mean,
probably.
That's definitely the implication.
Yeah, no, it is.
Back to Amber, who's leaving her house, but Lance is waiting outside.
Lance says, turns out we didn't need to get
Try that again.
We didn't get to finish our conversation today.
I'm sorry. Things have been crazy. We didn't...
Come on, Amber. This is part of your guys' game, isn't it? It's Colby's idea, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know what you did last summer.
What? Starring Jennifer Love Hewitt?
No.
Oh.
I know what you did last summer.
Oh. What?
PJ told me before it all went down. It's funny. I've never even heard of this stupid fisherman until you guys thought he should come visit.
Well, haven't you seen I Know What You Did Last Summer starring Jennifer Love Hewitt?
No.
Oh.
Because that's not a movie in this universe.
Oh, you're right. I'm bad. Amber says, Lance, it was an accident.
Lance continues dragging Amber to his bike. But you guys couldn't get enough. A year later and the pranks just keep on coming.
His bike has, carved into the fuel tank.
Lance says, you tell Colby that if he tries anything.
Amber interrupts. Lance, you're in trouble. We didn't do this. You have to believe me.
Whoa. Was it a fisherman that did it? Who knows?
Can you say your actual line, please?
Yeah, I guess.
So who did?
So who did?
I don't know. We cut to the pool where Colby works. He's going for a night swim, but the fisherman hooks him in the ankle, but lets him swim away to the other side of the pool. Colby looks back, and there's no fisherman. Bum, 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 bum.
And that's the end of the scene.
Yeah. We cut to the whole crew at Zoe's barn. Lance says,
My uncle didn't do this.
who invited him here anyway?
The guy who played arts and crafts on my bike.
So, Lance, who do you think it was, then?
I don't know. A lot of people got pissed off about last year.
Look, we have to go to Hafner. He's your buddy. He said he'd help us. He's the only one we can trust. Okay, let's just say it's Davis. Was that my rapper? Yeah. We rat him out, we rat on him, and he'll just tell everyone about last year. Oh, he denied everything. Look, we say the guy lost his mind. He lost his son. He's taking it out on us. You're the one losing it, Colby. Come on, Amber! We're the victims here. What's wrong with you?
Lance says, chill out, man. She's just trying to figure things out. And Zoe says, yeah, what if we were wrong about the sheriff?
We say we're sorry, we panicked, we got it wrong, whatever. The point is, we gotta tell Hafner so we can be protected. You know I'm right. And obviously he is, because we cut to them arriving at Hafner's place. Hafner says,
hey, what's going on?
nope, that's...
Oh, that's right.
And I'm gonna do him just because I want to when he come to him.
That's Davis.
Yeah, you're Hafner.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, you said if we ever needed to talk?
Yeah, come on back. Just having a few friends over.
They see he's having a poker game out back, and Amber says, maybe this isn't such a good time after all.
Because they're having a poker night with all of the sheriff's department.
Yeah.
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 Hafner
replies.
Huh?
It depends.
It depends on what you want to talk about. It's about PJ, isn't it? The anniversary?
We see a shot of the guests around the table looking uncomfortable. From inside walks out Sheriff Davis, who says, what I miss? One of the guests says, something about your son!
Didn't even pick up it was so high.
I mean, it probably picked up on mine.
Yeah.
Amber says, we've all been having some problems the last few days. It kind of stems back to... Colby interjects. Tomorrow's the 4th, and even though the carnival's canceled, the guy's still, out there. What if he decides to go after someone else? I was going to let you do that, but you took too long, so I just had to go with it.
I almost did, but then you jumped in, and I was like, oh boy.
See, you should have just known to go after I did the
Colby's weird.
Yeah, Colby has multiple personalities.
Yeah.
And there's one of them is a dude bro, and one of them is a dude bro on crack.
Yeah.
I want crack now.
I love hard drugs now.
Yeah. Zoe says we cut them leaving, and Zoe says
everything we do just makes this worse and worse.
We've got to get out of here tomorrow.
What's that gonna do?
It's gonna take the big night away from this freak. Hold on! I'm not going anywhere with him! I just realized, pause. I know what this voice is. It's the... Oh, what's the name of... I don't remember the name of the planet, but the alien prince from Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh, yeah.
Chad. Yeah, that's the voice.
Chaz.
Yeah, that's the voice I'm doing. I just figured, I was like, oh, that's the voice that apparently was in the back of my head that it decided to come out here.
Nice.
I love you, Vicky!
Yeah, that is what that is. You better tell your boyfriend to chill out.
Wait.
And Amber says.
I just gotta find which Amber time. She talks a lot.
Yeah. It's like the bottom third.
Amber says, okay, you two just stop it. We're sticking together and we're getting out of here. And by the way, He's not my boyfriend. Bum, bum.
Oh my gosh.
We cut to the next morning. We cut to the next morning with our date card of July 4th. Amber and Lance drive up to Zoe's barn. Colby shows them he has the hook from Rogers so they can destroy it once and for all. Zoe comes out and doesn't have her stuff because she's not... I decided not to... I didn't like this scene, apparently, so I just wrote down what happened.
That's fair.
She doesn't have her stuff because she's not planning on going because they're going to be agents at the talent show to scout her band. So they reluctantly all agree to stay for the talent show. Kobe leaves and says he'll meet them at the show. But he doesn't actually say he'll meet them at the show, so I won't do it in Colby's voice.
Said we're going to get this weird transatlantic.
Yes, hello, I am the man who does the narration. We see Zoe's band practice for a bit. Before we cut to the back, where Amber gives Lance the exposition dump about how the fisherman is a legend based off the last two movies' real events. She ends it saying, They were all stalked for a few days before July 4th.
Sounds familiar.
Back to the band shots. Woo. And back to the conversation. Amber says, I finally graduate high school. My real life is supposed to be starting. And look at me. I'm worried that I'm not even going to make it through the night. Lance caresses her hair.
I'll be here with you.
Yeah. You always have been. Today. And only today, because we've never been in a relationship. You kind of that creep who kind of really liked me when I had a boyfriend. He didn't take the hint. But I love you.
Well, she also never, discouraged him from hitting on her.
Amber's one of those loose-moraled women.
I mean, I didn't say that.
I didn't say it.
And now I'm Colby.
No, I want to be Colby. I like my Colby voice better.
It's the same thing.
You don't go full... Then go full Chad. Or Chaz, or whatever his name is.
Okay.
So where are we?
They make out.
They make out, and we cut to them meeting up with Colby outside the talent show. Colby says,
aren't you two cute?
Amber says, glad you could make it. Zoe's going on soon.
Yeah, I can't freaking wait.
You're drunk.
No, I'm self-medicated. You want some?
He offers her a drink from his health flask. She replies, no thank you.
So, Lancey Pants, where's your uncle who's not trying to kill us? And Lance replies, he's working. Colby says, the night's still young, right?
Yeah, let's just go in. And they do. They're watching some other solo act, and Colby leaves to go find some booze, because, fair.
Yeah, he's self-medicated.
Yeah. We then get to watch Zoe in the Hooks performance. Yay, that's why you're here, right? That's what you wanted from this movie?
Yeah.
Both Sheriff Davis and Deputy Hafner are right off the stage. We cut to Colby, who finds an empty bar and gets himself a bottle. Back to Zoe's performance! Yay! After it's over, Amber Lance, which is what I'm going to call them in my notes from this point forward, because it sounds like ambulance, which I thought was funny.
Oh, Amber Lance.
That's their couple name. You got Bradgelina and Amber Lance. We don't cut out any of the letters. It's just Amber Lance.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. So, after it's over, Amber Lance meets Zoe backstage and congratulate her. Amber asks if they can leave, and Zoe responds,
would you chill? Nothing's going to happen then in the next 2 minutes. And then something happens in the next 2 minutes.
Spoiler. She then walks over to the other side of the room in front of a mannequin putting on her coat. Initially, I had written here, I think I cut it out already, but for some reason. But in the scene, you do see at the very end, she does pick up her purse over there. That's why she walked to the other side of the room. But more importantly, it was so the fisherman could push the mannequin over onto her. Mm-hmm. And a chase scene commences. Woo! Which can be the highlight of a movie when the editing doesn't suck so bad. It is not the highlight of this movie.
It does.
Yeah.
It does suck so very bad.
During the chase, we cut to the stage to see some of the next performance for some reason.
Yeah. And it sounds like a band that exists, to be honest. And it probably is.
Yeah, probably. They run around.
I couldn't have been bothered to look it up.
No. They run around a locker room, almost getting caught by the fisherman, but don't. And run out of the room. Amber Lance and Zoe accidentally get split up. Zoe tries to open a door, but it's locked. Then the fisherman pops out of the door, and she backs away into a banister. So the fisherman catches her in the stomach. Like, catches her, and then
Yeah.
stabs her in the
And
stomach
then-
with his hook.
Right.
Yeah, and hangs her over the banister. Amber Lance makes their way upstairs, and Lance has to hold Amber back as the fisherman drops Zoe to her death.
Yeah.
They run downstairs to see her. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then she also like falls down slowly, and we get a shot of her face as she falls to the
It's
ground.
not a terrible
That's
shot.
also
It's not great, but
yeah,
it's not. Yeah, yeah.
it's a little corny.
I respect the artistic
But they're going
vision
for it.
where they tried it. I just don't think they hit it.
Yeah,
I
had high hopes. for this
high
movie.
hopes.
Yeah,
Oh, we don't.
and good gore.
Huh?
And good gore.
Oh yeah.
High hopes and good gore.
I thought you were
Unfortunately,
cringing
that-
at
that
my reference.
Does not
to
make a movie.
my Fallout Boy song. I think is what it is. I thought that's what you were cringing at, but no, you were cringing at the movie. High
Is it-
hopes. You don't know?
High hopes.
Yeah, I think it's Fall Out Boy. It's some like band who you wouldn't expect it to be because it sounds way too just full on pop. But
Yeah,
it's like
I think
some
it is
punk-
Fall Out
yeah,
Boy
it's-
because that is a pretty big crossover for their
Yeah.
demographic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways,
But hey, if
Enough
real
of
quick,
our Fall Out Boy
specifically on the
podcast.
High Hope song though, go look up anyone who's watching this video. Go look up the Pete Buttigieg. Pete. I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name. He's a like politician who did like a campaign video with this song and has this whole dance number. It's terrible. You need to go watch it, everyone.
it sounds
Pete
awful.
Buttigieg, I think is how it's pronounced. His name. But yeah,
Buttigieg.
go watch Pete Buttigieg's High Hopes video.
Buttigieg.
So the fisherman, nope, lost my plot. Yeah, he
Uh-huh.
throws her over. Amber Lance makes away. Nope, already said that. They run downstairs to her body. That has some pretty decent gore effects. Yay, gore effects! One thing the movie does right. They check on her, covering themselves with her blood. They then hide when they hear the door open. In comes Sheriff Davis, who calls in the body. Amber Lance's hiding spot is blown when Amber reacts relatively small to the giant spider crawling on Lance, which is also the one guaranteed time I know there is CGI. That spider looked so fake.
Yeah.
But she also the spider's like 2 inches big, crawling across his chest, and she goes, ah. And that's enough to get, Sheriff Davis to know they're there, but not the reaction you should have had from a spider that was like 2.5 inches big. That was
that's
a
a
big
large
old scary spider.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah. But it's almost like she didn't know what she was reacting to because it's obviously CGI later.
Yeah. And Sheriff Davis aims his gun and says,
Come out! Nope, that's the wrong voice. Come out of there. They do. Oh, wait, sorry. Wrong.
Lance says, Uncle Paul, please. You don't understand.
Looks pretty clear. He's trying to kill us. Who's trying to kill you? Where is he? The fisherman hooks Davis from behind and pulls him back into the shadows to presumably kill him. We never see his body, so maybe he's alive.
Yeah.
That one wound is not typically enough to kill someone, so maybe he's alive. Who knows? Amber Lance runs away. We cut to Colby, plastered in the bar. He gets a call, and it's Gus. But no, it's Amber, who says, "Colby, where are you?"
I'm having some vodka. Feeling pretty good.
He's here.
Who's here?
The fisherman.
You mean Sheriff Davis?
No, he's dead, and so is Zoe. He's after all of us. Get the hell out of the lodge. In walks the fisherman, and Lance says, not Lance, Colby says,
That might be a problem.
and starts running away. Colby arms himself with a knife in the kitchen and tells Amber where he is. The fisherman almost hooks Colby, but he moves out of the way and stabs the fisherman in the back. Colby runs away, but he's trapped because he runs into some locked kitchen doors. The fisherman then stabs his hook through the window and pulls Colby by the mouth out the window. Then ambulance find the door and follow the trail of blood to Colby's corpse in the dumpster. Pum pum.
Bum, bum, bum.
with still pretty decent gore effects, but probably the worst, just because the other ones were really good and this one's just okay. Like, it's definitely, it's here's the thing, this one's definitely probably
pretty passable.
Probably still slightly better than any of the gore in the previous movies. But still not quite, like, good gore, you know? If that makes sense. Wait, what's that? The gore blood?
Run outside. And stop when they see Deputy Hafner drive up.
Deputy Hafner, okay. He gets out and arms a shotgun at them. Aims, even. Amber says, "John, you have to help us!"
Hafner asks, "Why are you covered in blood?"
You don't understand. There's something you don't know. It's about what happened last year."
I know what you did last summer. Roger told me. Last week. He was freaking out. He wanted to confess everything. I told him it was too late. He should have just kept his mouth shut. I had no idea how far he'd take that.
You knew? And you kept it a secret?
I did it for you, Amber. But everything's different now, isn't it? I searched your car. I found a box with a hook.
No.
Now get in the truck.
Lance opens the door to reveal, I believe, Zoe's body in the back seat. Amber yells, "It's you!"
Look, I don't know how this happened.
"It's you." The fisherman walks up behind them. Hafner turns his gun on him and says,
"All right, butthole. On the ground. Hands on your head. Put your hands up, or you're a dead man. Put them up!"
The fisherman continues to walk forward, so Hafner shoots him twice. The fisherman shrugs off both and continues forward. He hooks Hafner in the groin and impales him to death on a forklift.
Yeah.
It is such a good kill. Like, genuinely, like, top tier just kills in general. And then it's in this movie.
This is a hatchet level kill.
Yeah. But then he does kind of ruin the moment for me, because he goes just decides he's now Michael Myers and does the full head tilt to admire his work, which I'm sorry, that's not the fisherman at all.
Yeah.
Ambulance! Run to get in Hafner's truck. Amber rams into and runs over the fisherman and crashes into a dumpster. But the fisherman gets up with no more hat, revealing he's a zombie ghost! Which, you know, I definitely...
God, why?
I will say, yes, makes no sense. It's so stupid. Almost stupid enough that it almost makes the ending kind of fun because of how stupid it is. Almost, not quite. But almost makes the ending fun. But the one thing about it that makes no sense... sorry, that's not what I was saying. I definitely ruined that because I knew it the whole time. This movie, actually, I will say, once again, doesn't have a lot you can praise about it. But it actually does do a pretty decent job of giving you, like, multiple red herrings that it could be and slowly whittles them down. And instead, anyone who listened to our last podcast would have went into this movie knowing that it was a zombie ghost. So, my bad. I did ever so slightly make this movie even worse than it was for you.
Yeah, because then there's literally no tension at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome. The fisherman is played by the stunt coordinator, Don Shanks. Which is why he went full Michael Myers in that scene, because he's Michael Myers before. Or after.
Yeah.
It's after. It's before. It's definitely before, because that was like in the 80s, and this is like 2006. The truck won't start, so the fisherman is able to walk to the window and tries to hook them. Amber grabs Roger's hook and hooks the fisherman in the arm, causing black blood to shoot out, and the fisherman lets out a dinosaur-like scream, is the best way I describe it. It's weird. And he then disappears. Whoa.
Whoa.
They get out of the truck, and Amber says, "He's gone."
What was that black poop coming out of his arm?
I don't know.
Lance grabs Hefner's gun.
It's the guy from 10 years ago who killed all those kids.
Amber, that was not a guy.
It's the legend. It's become true.
Lance says, I can't believe this.
And he's referring to agreeing to be in this movie.
I simply can't believe it's not butter.
Amber says, PJ died. We kept it a secret. But we can hurt him. This hurt him. She holds up the hook.
Come on. We've got to turn ourselves in.
Think about it, Lance. No one is going to believe us. I'm going after him. Lance and her both run off. They head to a garage that Lance knows is open. the fisherman is right behind them. They set up a trap where they try to swing the hook at the fisherman, but it doesn't work. And the fisherman hooks Lance in the gut, and he falls back into like the lowered area to work on cars in the garage.
Yeah.
Amber grabs the hook of the ground and off the ground even, and tries to run up on the fisherman, but he tosses her down with Lance. The fisherman then like straddles the divide and tries to hook them, but he misses, and Amber hooks him in the foot, giving them a chance to run away. But the fisherman disappears again. So scary. They run outside, and then back inside, and then outside. There's a bunch of weird shots, and then, oh my gosh, the fisherman's here. Lost my place though, because I added some of that
Lance
stuff.
gets into a hook fight with the fisherman.
Oh yeah, hook fight.
The fisherman knocks Lance's hook out of his hand and takes him down with a hook slash to the leg.
Oh my god! He then raises his hook for a killing blow, but stops when he hears Amber start the mulcher, snowblower, tiller. I'm not sure what it is, but it's got blades.
Yeah. And so
wood
he
chipper
teleports
maybe of some sort. I have no idea what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he does teleport to her now, because he can teleport. And he rips off the door and pulls her out. He drags her over near Lance, who gets up and hits the fisherman in the back with, I said a pipe, but I actually think on my second, like not my second one, but like on watching it on a video of it, I think it might be a giant wrench. But it doesn't really matter. Awesome. It's a big old piece of metal. He hits him. It does really nothing. So the fisherman shoulder tackles him to the ground, and Lance starts unloading his gun on him, which also doesn't really do anything. But it does distract the fisherman just long enough for Amber to run up with the other hook and hook him in the head. She says...
Right in the top.
Yeah. She says, "The secret dies with you," and shoves him back into the mulcher or whatever, killing him.
For some reason.
Yeah. They're then on an ambulance. Well, I think the implication in this scene was that the hook is what really killed him. But this was just more fun. Look. The
hook made him vulnerable.
Yeah. Then they're in an ambulance, and a detective asks them what they know, and they're like, nothing.
Yeah.
And then we cut to 1 year later. Bum, bum, bum. And Amber is on the phone with Lance while in Nevada on her way to L.A. She blows out a tire and gets out to check it. Then the camera spins around her and reveals... the fisherman's there.
With his demonic red eyes.
Yeah. And we cut to the credits hearing her scream.
Yeah. Classic I Know What You Did Last Summer style.
Yeah. So, jeez. So my thoughts on this movie are, yes, it's a bad movie. 100%. Like, there is no way to call this a good movie in any way. I do genuinely think that around the 50-minute mark, it does... kind of become that so bad it's almost funny way. Not quite like, oh my gosh, I love this, but definitely enough where I'm like, oh, the last like 30 minutes are kind of enjoyable. But the gore effects are really good, but man, so much of this movie is just so bad. It's so bad. I teased it earlier. My pitch for how you would have saved this movie would be, first thing you have to definitely do is you get a different editor. You do a completely different edit. You just edit this movie like a movie. You don't do this whatever the crap they did. And then, with that same editor, you cut out 10 to 15 minutes of fluff. You put out a nice hour, 15-minute movie, which, yeah, it's a little short, but it's long enough. It's straight to DVD. Who cares? And then it's like, with some good gore effects, a really kind of stupid, silly ending, and less fluff and no crappy editing, this movie becomes I had a good fun time watching that. It's not good, but it was at least fun enough. That's not what we got. But I think if you did those two things, it could become that. So what I'm trying to say is, someone out there who owns the rights to this, I think that's Sony, I guess, please give some sort of editor the raw footage of this that I'm sure you have. I'm sure you didn't lose that. And let them...
Awfully presumptuous of you, Austin.
Well, did that leak in the 2017 leak? Does someone have this footage now? But yeah, I mean, I really want this movie to be better. Like, that's, I think, the thing that hurts the most. Because I was like, after watching that behind-the-scenes documentary and hearing all the people just seem so happy to be there and seem like just nice people, I was like, oh, why couldn't it have just been a good movie? Or why couldn't it have at least been, like, not a bad movie? Yeah. You know? Because this isn't just, oh, it wasn't good. This is like, oh, this is bad. This is a bad movie. And
It was bad.
it's a shame because the makeup artists worked their butts off. I honestly think the
And
actors
it's a
did the
show.
best they could. They were just given crap and maybe weren't the best actors. Yeah. But, yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I've got too much to add to that. I've already mentioned that I almost fell asleep watching this movie. And I really doesn't happen with me for movies pretty much ever. The only time that's ever happened aside from that was watching the first Thor movie a second time.
Oh, that movie's so boring. I understand that.
It is incredibly boring, yeah. And much like that one, this one is also boring for a lot of the movie. They have, I guess, what you would call a scare, but it's like nothing is scary. The tension that they try to go for, it falls flat like every time. Uh, yeah, it's just, and then it like gets fun with the kills at the end. But getting there takes way too long. And yeah, that as we have mentioned plenty of times before, the editing in this movie is atrocious, and the acting's pretty subpar for the most part,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that's fair. I think it's maybe just the
Um,
slasher fan in me that I'm willing to look past that without any. It's just like, oh yeah, you don't have to be able to act. Just give me a movie that's fun to watch.
Yeah, there's another thing that I texted Austin earlier in my watch of this movie when they find PJ's body
Oh yeah.
and they're all looking up at it and they're just like, "Oh no, is that PJ dead on the train?" Just like, "Oh darn, I sure hope my parent doesn't find out about this." Not, "Oh crap, we just killed our friend."
Well, to be fair, I mean, he jumped off.
I mean, that is true.
Genuinely,
but
they honestly weren't really at fault at all, except for maybe you could argue.
it was an accident.
Yeah, it was.
And maybe Roderick killed him because
Yeah.
he chased him off a
I mean,
roof.
but I think that was the plan. He was supposed to jump off. Like
Right.
this was all planned. PJ agreed to it. PJ signed the waiver. There's no fault, no liability here. Is what I'm trying to say.
And they shouldn't have wrote up a contract, really.
Really, what I'm trying to say is that I don't think the fisherman should have, ghost fisherman should have showed up for this. I don't think this was a true keeping a secret of someone you killed moment. This man killed himself. He chose to do it. It is all on him. I'm sorry. That's the real take. And also the secondary take is watch the last third. Just jump in at like the 50-minute mark and watch from there. You're not missing any story really. So just jump in there and you might mildly enjoy your time. It's not gonna be a great time, but if you start at like the 50-minute mark, you probably won't hate yourself for watching that 35 minutes. Probably not.
No guarantees.
Yeah, I can't guarantee it, but I think that the last like around the 50-minute mark is when they start killing people, and then around the last 20 minutes, I actually do generally think it becomes so stupid. You can't look away. You're like, what the crap are they doing? Why is he a ghost? Like, it's a stupid movie. It's a bad, stupid movie. There's nothing else to say. There isn't. So let's talk about what we're doing next week, Chris.
What are we doing?
What's next? What's our next franchise?
What's next for the Horror Boys?
Well, we're actually we're done. We're retiring while we're on top.
Oh,
with I
finally.
always know what you did last summer. The top. We will never beat this. Oh, I also just want to say, as much as I say this is a terrible movie, it does not, for me at least, pass the Freddy's Dead line. It is still. Freddy's Dead made me mad while watching it. This was just a movie that I was like, this movie sucks. That's for me. That's just one little quick little ad thing that, for me, hey, if you hate it that much, that's fair. I get it. But this is not Freddy's Dead bad to me. So screw you, Freddy's Dead. I will say that whenever I have a chance to say it.
And for me, it doesn't pass Freddy versus Jason.
Well, that movie's just genuinely a good movie, so you're wrong. That's not true. I don't think that. I think that movie. We go back to our podcast there. Listen to me and Chris argue for 2 hours about that movie. Also, Isaiah's there, but just listen to me and Chris argue for 2 hours. That's what that podcast was.
Yeah.
Like that's the problem. We have to find another movie where you and me don't agree because we've been agreeing on every movie, whether it's this movie sucks or this movie was fun, and it's like every week it's like yeah no we have the same thoughts relatively. One of us might feel slightly stronger in one way, but like not a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, next week, the next mini arc because it's only 3 episodes. It's not really an arc, but I guess you could say that this is a 6-episode arc that I will call the Jeffrey Combs arc. Because he was in one of these movies, so it counts. So yeah, that's right. If you haven't figured it out, next week we will be watching Reanimator because we're starting the Reanimator franchise, and I'm actually genuinely excited because I've only seen the first one so far, but it is genuinely just a really fun, good movie. So it's gonna be nice to just watch a movie that I know is good.
Oh,
compared to this, which I knew was bad going in, and it lived up to its reputation.
yeah.
So yeah, if you like this podcast, 5-star review on any podcast app you use. Hey, if you're on Spotify, tell your foreign friends. It makes me happy when I see the foreign numbers change. So if you can make those change. If you have friends in Germany, tell them.
Do it.
Yeah, do it, please. I mean, or any country, honestly. Just start telling your friends, or tell your friends in America too. I mean, if we could just get more viewers, that's also nice. But, cool. The other thing you could do to help us do that would be if you do give us a 5-star review, that does help us in the algorithm. So you should, if you want to help us out. Then we also, have a YouTube site. We have a YouTube site. YouTube.com/@HorrorBois. Head on over to the YouTube site. And you can see our pretty little faces. I don't feel like this episode was much of a necessity as some of the other ones. Chris was...
I don't know. I did some bits.
I don't think Chris is doing as many bits as he's done in the past, but you should still do it.
I will do bits in every episode, so you have to watch them.
You have to watch every video.
Or else you won't understand.
Yeah. I mean, I try to explain them, but it doesn't do it justice. Because we are predominantly an audio podcast.
Yeah, no, we are.
But last but certainly not least, please don't think of this as least. Patreon.com/HorrorBois. Please give us your money. And we'll give you stuff, I guess. But more importantly, just give us money. If you want to join in that $1 tier, but then up it to something higher, because you can do that, but only get the rewards of $1, which is nothing, but give us $50 a month, we'll take your $50.
We will.
Now, if you want to do the $50 one, we'll make whatever content that would get you up to. I don't remember. It's probably a lot of work. I'm probably going to dread it if it ever happens. But we'll do it for you.
Because you're giving us your money.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah.
If you do that.
Yeah, if you could do that, cool. If you can't, just tell your friends about it. Do your part. Grow the army.
Yeah. Grow the Horror Boys.
You. I want you to grow the Horror Boys army by telling your friends, please help the podcast grow. I've been Austin. Cool. I've been joined by Chris. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.